Today we're going to show you the standard algorithm in subtraction. We're going to show you using base 10 as a visual. So first of all, we're going to start with the number 55. You can see I have 5 10s here and 5 1s. Over here I have 3 10s and 9 1s. I indicated it in red because that's the amount that I'm going to be taking away. So that would be 39. So when we use the standard algorithm and we're writing it in our notebook paper, what we're going to do is we're going to stack the numbers. We start with the larger number on top, the amount that we have, and underneath we put the amount that we're taking away, 39. It's really important to make sure that you stack up the 10s above the 10s and the 1s above the 1s. Then you're going to draw a line underneath. This is like the equal sign. Your answer will go underneath. When we look at the amount that we have, 55, and we're trying to take 39 away, we are going to start in the 1s column. I have 5 1s in yellow, and I'm trying to take away 9 of the red ones. So since I can't take 9 away from 5, what I do in the standard algorithm is I take one of the 10s from 5 and I break it up into 1s. So let me grab a 10 here, and I'm going to break it up into individual 1s. And I'm going to drag those 1s over here visually just so you can see that now I have the 10 individual 1s plus the 5 I had before for a total of 15. And this is how it looks as we write it out on our notebook paper. We're going to cross out the 5 because we no longer have 5 10s. We actually have 4 10s in yellow. And I'm going to write that 4 just above the 5. And now we no longer have actually 5 1s, we have 15. So I'm going to cross out the 5 and I'm going to write the 15 above. Now, as I look at my problem, I have 15 1s and I'm supposed to take away 9, which I can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 9 1s and I'm going to pull them apart to show that I'm taking them away. Okay? How much does that leave me with? That leaves me with 6. So I'm going to write 15 minus 9 is 6. Now I'm going to take a look at the number of 10s that I have. I have 4 10s and I'm trying to take away 3 10s. So once again, I'm going to get a hold of 3 10s and I'm going to pull them away. I'm going to remove them from the amount. Try that again. And I'm going to pull those away. Okay? And now I'm going to see that I have 1 10 left over. So over here, I'm going to think about 40 minus 30 is 10. And so my answer is going to be 16, which is represented by what's left. We have a 10 here, and we have 6 here. And 10 plus 6 together would be 16. In our next example of the standard algorithm subtraction, we're going to use 3-digit minus 3-digit. So you can see here in yellow I have 2 hundreds, 3 10s, and I have 5 1s for the number 235. And in red I have 100, I have 5 10s, and I have 7 1s for a number of 157. So I'm going to take that 157 away from 235. I'm going to stack the numbers, making sure the hundreds are above the hundreds, the 10s are above the 10s, the 1s are above the 1s, and then I'm going to draw a line, which again is my equal sign. Anything below the equal would be my answer. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be starting in the 1s place. I have 5 1s in yellow. I need to take 7 away. So since there's not enough 1s here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to regroup. I'm going to take one of the 10s here and I'm going to break them up into individual 1s, bring them over with the other 1s so that I can take 7 away. Now when I do that on my paper pencil, it will look like this. I had 3 10s, now I only have 2. So I'm going to cross out the 3. I'm going to cross out the 3 here, and I'm going to write a 2 above it because that's how many 10s I have left in 235. I'm going to cross out the 5 because I don't really have 5 1s left. I now have 15. And I'm going to make that 15. So if you look carefully, we still have the same amount. We have 2 hundreds, we have 2 tens, and we have 15 ones, which is 220. Here's our 35. It's just written in a different way, so it's easier for us to take 7 ones away. Now, I have 15 ones, I can take 7 away. So 1, 2, 3. We'll make this a little easier, get a few more at a time here. There's 5, and then 6 and 7. So that's what I've taken away. I've subtracted that 7 amount, and so this so far is part of my answer. How much is left? 2, 4, 6, 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. So I'm going to write that 8 in underneath in the ones column. Now we're going to go to our tens place, and we can see that we have we're supposed to be taking away 5 tens minus 50, but unfortunately we only have 2 tens. We had 3, but we regrouped one of them, so now we're down to 2. So we're going once again, we're going to go to the larger place value position, this time the hundreds, and we're going to break the hundreds apart into 10 tens. We're going to bring those 10 tens down over here. I'm going to have to make a little bit of room here. And if we have 2 tens and we're bringing 10 tens down there, we'll have a total of 12 tens. I'll move 2 of these over just to make it a little easier for us to see. So you can see these matched up. So 10 tens and 2. So over here on our paper pencil, I'm going to cross out, because we no longer have two hundreds left. We only have 1. So I'm going to write the 1 here. And this is where the standard algorithm can get a little bit confusing, because we're having to try to squeeze in a lot of numbers where they used to be. So now we have 12, and I'm trying to make this in the tens column here. But we have 12 tens, and I'm taking 5 away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 5 tens and pull them away. So there's 1 10, 2 10, 3, 4, and 5. So that will show me the amount that I have that's left over. So 12, because we had 2 tens plus 10 more, is 12. 12 minus 5, or 12 tens minus 5 tens, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. Now the last thing we have is we have 100, and we're going to subtract 100. So we have 100, and we're going to subtract 100. So we're just going to pull that 100 away as part of the part that we removed, and that would be 100 minus 100 is 0. So our final answer is going to be 78. And we can see that 78 here, and we can also see it right here. Here's the 8, and here's the 70. Because we have removed a total of 157. That's how the standard algorithm can work when you're doing 3-digit minus 3-digit. In the last example of standard algorithm subtraction, we have a 3-digit number, and we're going to take away a 2-digit number. In yellow, you can see we have 3 hundreds, 4 tens, and 2 ones for the number 342. In red, you can see we have 2, 4, 6, 8 tens, and we have 6 ones for the number 86. We are going to be subtracting the 86 from 342. We're going to make sure we stack the numbers on top of each other, making sure the tens line up and the ones line up, and then we'll draw our line, which is like our equal sign. Our answer will go underneath. The first thing we'll be looking at is the ones place. We are supposed to be taking 6 ones away from 2. We can't easily do that because there's only 2 here. So we need to take one of the tens from 40, and we need to break those apart and make them ones. So now we have a total of 10 and 2, which is a total of 12. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go where we had 4 tens and 342. We're going to cross out the 4, and we're going to write the number 3, because that's how many tens we have left. 1, 2, 3. And now we no longer have 2 ones, we actually have 12 ones. Now that we have 12 ones, we can easily take 6 away. So I'm going to grab 6 ones from here. 2, 4, I believe that would be 6 right here. And I'm going to pull those 6 and put them right down here. And that's going to leave me with 6 because 12 minus 6 is 6. I'm actually going to, this time I'm going to actually delete them. There we go. And I'm going to write the amount of ones we have left, which is 6. Now we have our ones. We have our tens. We are going to be taking away 8 tens from the amount of tens that we have left in 330. So we only have 3 tens left. So once again, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make sure that we regroup this 100 into 10 tens. So now we have 10 tens plus 3 that we already had, which I'll bring down here. So we have a total of 13 tens. So this is what it looks like when we write it out. We're going to cross out the 3 because there's no longer 300s, there's only 200s. And again, this is where you have to be really careful. We're going to change 3 to 13 because we have 13 tens. Now what we can do is we can think of 13, which is right here, 13 tens, and we're going to take away 8 ones. So I'm going to select 8 ones, or excuse me, 8 tens. So let's see. I know that there's 10 here, so I'm going to go this way. I think this will be easier for me. If I can grab all 8 at one time, and I'm going to go ahead and delete those 8. And that should leave me with 13 minus 8 should be 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. So I'm going to write the 5 tens underneath the other tens, making sure it's in the right column. And now I have no hundreds in this number, so 200 minus 0 would be 200. And so now we can take a look and we can verify that we have the correct answer. We have 256 here, and we have 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 6 ones. So that's how we can use the standard algorithm when we have a 3-digit number and we're subtracting a 2-digit number.